Hey guys, and welcome back to the second episode of Figure Drawing Fundamentals. This is a video series that will help you learn about the basics of figure drawing effectively. In this video, we are going to talk about landmarks, a essential part of figure drawing, at least according to me. Anyways, landmarks will help you placing the muscles correctly and showing form. Note that these concepts. So let's start. So, what is a landmark? I think you have already heard what it means. It means a specific place that enables us to establish our location. But what do they mean in figure drawing? Well, to answer that question, we have to take a glance at other concepts. I think all of you have heard the term bone in science, which I never could at. Anyways, it is a skeletal part that makes up a human body and gives it structures, and without it, we would all be big blobs of skin and muscle. But we always don't drop bones, and the skeleton in particular. We use certain points of areas of bones that visibly push through the muscles to help the body to get the look and feel of weight and often active skeleton and help us distinguish from the slime or big blobs of mud. These points are called landmarks. Landmarks also help in placing muscles, correct places, and in also giving value. So let's figure how to identify the landmarks and use them. Without landmarks, our figure drawing would look like this. So to first figure out the landmarks, we will have to draw a line down the center of the skeleton called the line of symmetry, which divides the skeleton into two equal parts. And we can start figuring out the landmarks. So the first landmark is the clavicle right under the neck. Then the clavicle resembles a bow shape and acts as levers, helping the arm to move away and around the rib cage. The next one is the pit of the neck in the middle of the clavicle and under the throat. And the next one is the manubrium right under the pit of the neck. Then there is the sternum, a bone that together with the manubrium resembles a necktie, which is very difficult to tie for me. Uh, Next are 2 points at the end of the ribcage. Next is the belly button, which can be located with the help of line of symmetry. Perverts not allowed. Next are 2 points as the top of the and the straight line and its bottom. Now let's locate the landmarks on the back side of the figure. The first landmark is the spine, which is primarily an S curve in shape, but it can be seen as a C curve when the figure is in a straight back pose. Next is an arrow shape at the bottom of the spine and at the turning of the pelvis. It is also called the sacrum. Next is the base of the cranial notch and of the skull right at the top of the spine. Next is the seventh cervical vertebrae. This is a very pronounced area of bone, lower point of the neck. Next are the scapular to freely moving bones that aid the movement of the arms. Well, sorry for using the words. Next, tumor. Now let's see how the landmarks move when the body moves in space or is in motion. Because we are not dummies and we have to move because we are human beings. The line of symmetry will always be a C curve when the rib cage and pelvis are in the same direction, and will be an S curve when they're different directions. As the figure moves in space, the spine can also be seen as an S curve. When the figure moves in space from the backward direction, some of the landmarks to the front can also be seen, such as the 2 points at the end of the ribcage. Also, when the figure moves in space from the front view, some of the landmarks can be seen, such as the spine. Now Now let's see how the landmarks can be seen in the figure in the side view. The line of symmetry can be seen as a C-curve. Then one of the 2 points at the end of the ribcage can also be seen. Also, one of the 2 points at the top of the ribcage called the iliac crest can also be seen. The belly button can also be seen. Now that we have learned how the landmarks look from the front, back, side view, and how they look when the figure moves in space, let's now see how to develop the landmarks from the basic gesture stage. In the gesture stage, the ribcage and the pelvis can be drawn as two ovals. Then we can start drawing the shapes of the ribcage and the pelvis. After drawing them, we can draw the line of symmetry as a C-curve, which will help locating the landmarks. And we can start locating the landmarks. First locating the upper landmarks in the ribcage first, and then locating the lower ones. Now let's see how the landmarks help in locating the muscles. As we have studied in science, which I will never be good at, that muscles are placed on bones. So landmarks are the substitute of bones for arches and help in locating the muscles, which I'm also an artist. At least I think I'm. The clavicles and the pit of the neck and the manubrium together help in locating the pectoralis muscles, and also the manubrium separates the two muscles. The scapula, the cranial notch, and 7 cervical vertebrae help in locating the trapezius muscles, and also if the scapula moves from its position, the trapezius also moves accordingly. Now let's see how the landmarks help in showing volume. We will draw the ribcage and pelvis in 3/4 view facing the right side. And then we will draw the basic structure of the ribcage and pelvis, and then draw the line of symmetry. When the line of symmetry is approaching one side of the figure, it means the side plane is on the opposite side. We will do this by drawing boxes over the ribcage and pelvis. So that was it, guys. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe to show your support. And I hope to see you in my next video, and keep making art.